thought it was bullshit.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit.
I have a very low tolerance level for stupid bullshit.
About the smog and this fucking poisonous cloud and shit. And he's out recording like fresh air in Connecticut.
Yeah, bro, and he has medical supplies next to him. Everyone's dying of air and shit like that.
Like, you said I was what?
You had medical supplies right on you, bro, while everyone was dying of air and shit.
Stupid medical
fuck
supplies.
You. Fuck you.
That's fucking, you so stupid. He said medical supplies.
Yo, you do, bro. Oh, y'all can't breathe too bad.
So this like, there was like this bull rider, Matador, whatever, that got, let's just say he got, violated. And I want to see the video before because I want to talk about.
Oh, the one that got gored or some shit.
Yeah. I want to talk about that on the pod, but I didn't really see the video. So it's only 30 seconds. Good. All right.
As you can see, that's how as professional as it gets, right there. You got a little.
Yo, bro, this is as professional as it gets. Yeah. I was at work.
That's fine, bro.
That's how you
Everything.
I'm using
the
work
best things don't even start
supplies.
professional, bro. It's okay.
No, that's how that. That's the most work we've done.
That's a big ass bull. This is me doing research for pod content.
Yeah, we've actually just started with him watching this bullshit video.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yo.
Shit, I didn't even notice that.
It's a little hot.
Yo, word. Satan can get a swamp ass in here, bro.
Look at his face. Look at that adorable, cute little face.
Well, but I don't see the part when the bull like gores him. Like,
You really want to see when the bull gores him?
Well, it says Matador violently gored an ass in bullfight. Miraculous.
What website are you on right now?
I'm on TMZ. You know.
You sure you're on TMZ and not one of the hubs? You gotta be deep on the hub for you to get bull goring matador.
Yo, honestly, bro, yeah, you would see shit like that in Pornhub or some shit.
You probably
Like,
would.
it is,
Be
bro.
that like
Yo,
XNXX.
it is so genius, bro.
Nah,
you can put motherfucking video game trailers on that
I use
shit
this
nowadays.
platform
yeah.
for my when I do a lot of my research.
I'm
Don't
waiting-
say their name because I don't want to give them, like.
Yeah, I hear you.
But that's usually you see the brand on top.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that? I'm trying to read. Is that
What is
gaysex.com?
Oh wow, this is the next subject I actually want to talk about because they keep going videos after video.
Yo, you want to know some crazy marketing?
Talk to me.
Drop your mixtape on Pornhub.
Son.
Like that's I think
Son.
that's
Son.
some boundary pushing shit right there,
Son.
bro.
Lena
Just
the-
imagine Kanye,
Yo,
like
Lena the
just
Plug is a
fucking leak his next album through
It's
Pornhub.
Pornhub
And
exclusive.
he's been very open about Pornhub. He
Who's
said he
that?
would do advertisements or some shit like that.
He's
Probably.
talking about yay.
Yay.
What are you? Wait, why are you doing that? Why are you licking your lips? What are you looking at? You're looking at used goods, brother.
Hey man,
No offense.
she's a high mileage that never goes bad. She's like a Honda, bro.
Speaking of high mileage,
A high end Honda's what? An Acura? She's an Acura.
it?
She's a Lexus, bro.
no, it isn't. What
Somebody-
about high
talking
mileage?
about that
yeah,
guy,
no, that's not an
porn
Acura.
star, leading the plug. She a baddie, bro.
Yo, first and foremost, we should probably introduce ourselves.
We should introduce ourselves.
We're like 4 minutes into the pod, and
People are
we
like, who the fuck is talking?
Y'all are some terrible hosts. That ain't introduced me yet.
No,
Damn,
you
like,
know, it's-
fuck.
Yeah, if you guys don't recognize the voice, the illustrious, the beautiful, manly voice you hear behind the mic today that you probably haven't heard before is one of our great, great friends. Brother, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Vic. Couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah,
at that.
it's your boy Miggs. How y'all doing? I want to say shout out to Arrow and Vic, of course, for putting me onto this podcast, bro. Appreciate it. It's always a good time with y'all. So just love to be around, positive energy and shit. So thanks.
I want to say this, like, because this will be, I don't know if this might be our third episode. It might be our 37th episode. We really haven't figured out the order of things, but we've been working on this for some time, and we're just trying to give you guys the bare minimum. So, like, this is the bare minimum. However, coming at you guys live from New York City, Times Square, Podstream Studios. This is For the Bullshit, right? I'm Arrow. Across from me, I have my beautiful co-host, Victor. Say hi for the people.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Get closer to the mic. Remember, you gotta be 2 fists away from the
You
mic.
gotta deep throat that thing, bro.
How you
Gotta-
doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Vic, the one and only.
Yo,
Our
don't let him
engineer's
look
looking at us.
yeah, don't let him
Our
look at you
engineer
like
just
that,
walked in. He's
yeah,
looking at me like, what the
don't-
fuck is he doing?
Don't look at him like that,
Big
bro.
Venus, bro.
Vic
In the
Venus,
building.
yeah. I think I was doing an introduction.
Yeah.
But we have a friend of the show, Miggs, right? That was a pretty cool nickname. That nickname has story. That nickname has character.
It's definitely stuck.
It is. It has.
And not a lot of people get nicknames. I'll say that. I feel like nicknames
Not
are dying.
not many good nicknames. Like my nickname was growing up was like to a turtle, and I was like, it's alright because it was inspired by by Entourage, and because Turtle was the one that always drove an Entourage, and because I drove a lot when we were growing up, but it's like Turtle, like it's not as cool as Miggs, like Miggs sounds cool, like Miggs.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's kind of weird because I'm like, yo, these guys made a nickname out of my middle name. That's crazy.
Hold on, what's your middle name?
Miguel, like that's my middle name. Yeah.
Oh, word! That's where Miggs come from.
Yeah.
Damn, son, I didn't even know that.
I mean, I had to, I feel like I had no choice though, because it was either Miggs or Bum Lewis, since those are the. So. We
had a very, and our mental Rolodexes back then. We could only like, the capacity that we had in our brains was only fucking large enough to know one person of the same name at a time. So when we met other individuals that, let's say another individual already had said name, they adopted the moniker of Bum until one can out-bum the other or whatever the case may be. I don't know how that happened.
It's like whenever I hung out with you and your cousins, like you already had a Victor, so you guys were calling me. What were you guys? They were calling
him Bizarro Vic.
I know, yeah,
because he was the complete opposite of the Victor.
So I never, bro, I never understood that shit. We'll be hanging out, and they'll be like, "Oh, Bizarro Vic, that has to be Bizarro Vic," and I'm next to them, I'm like. Bizarro Vic.
It's
who the fuck they talking about? They were talking about me the whole time, and I didn't even know.
You know what? I like that nickname, and I was hoping there would be a comic book series out of you, like for somehow like
Bizarro Vic.
Bizarro Vic, yeah. Come on, bro.
So it stemmed. It's a Superman character, but it stemmed from Seinfeld, which you love Seinfeld. There's an episode where like Elaine, she starts dating the Bizarro Jerry, and then Bizarro Jerry is like he's like this guy that reads books and he cleans his apartment, and he has like all these friends that are like they're like
it's
Bizarro
like a Twilight
George,
Zone.
yeah.
Oh, I love that episode.
So. Yeah, that's how it was, and that just again it goes back to like our own stupidity.
Yeah.
But these are names of endearment. I remember when you got the nickname Miggs. We were at I don't know if it was like ASAP Rocky or Kendrick or whatever.
Probably.
But one of our friends was trying to introduce you to these girls that he had met at the place, and he didn't want to say that name. He didn't want to call you like. Bum, that's like yeah. So he was like, "Oh, that's my boy Miggs." He just that shit came off the top of his head. He was like, "Oh, that's my boy Miggs."
Some people go like that.
I think that was the Rocky concert probably. But yo, our stupidity has like a huge network because I remember one of my boys. He goes to a CUNY school, and he met a mutual friend of ours, and so he was taking photography, and our mutual friend she was taking photography as well. And anyways, my boy was developing the films, and I was like the subject of the portraits that he had. And she saw it. She's like, "You know Bum Lewis?" It's just like, I call him his gamer tag. He calls me by my Xbox gamer tag. She said, "Well, I mean, I know him as so and so, but you know him as Bum Lewis? That's crazy." And it's just like,
wow,
I was like, these motherfuckers, man.
That was
the ultimate disrespect.
But that's impact, man.
That is.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah, no, that's that's time, man. We're getting old, man. Yo, I was actually like funny because actually our engineer saw me when I shared this the other day. Y'all remember that blackout? Like, yo, bro, I remember I lived in Harlem all my life.
Yeah, says the man that lives in Connecticut. It's very easy to say.
See, why he always gotta do this to me, Jay? Why he always gotta do this to me? Jay's our engineer, FYI. But like,
let me ask you a question though.
You got
let me ask you a question real quick.
Bro.
If you moved out of state, right? And you've only lived out of state for like a year and a half, 2 years tops, and you start denouncing everything about where you came from. You think you could still be considered from where you came from? No.
Please specify when have I denounced anything.
Literally, we were just talking about it when the fucking smog, and you're out there recording videos. We're struggling. I can't even breathe out my nose, and I'm gasping for air outside living here in New York. And you're like, "Oh, well, here in Connecticut, we got clean air. Not like y'all dirty motherfuckers."
I didn't say that. My exact words, Jay. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said was y'all over exaggerating this whole fucking air situation. And then I'm not gonna lie, I fucked up. I admit. Because when I drove down to my job, which is like 20 minutes from the city, I ain't gonna lie. the air quality, I ain't gonna lie, like pause, like I felt like the raspy throat and shit like that. Like when after being outside for a few minutes, like, you know what? There might be some truth to this shit. There might be some truth to this shit.
You know what?
I might have talked shit before knowing, the ins and outs. So in that note, fuck Canada, yo. You here sending us your dirty fire fucking air? Like, what's wrong with y'all, yo? Like, we're trying to live, like, you're taking our most basic need in life, fucking air, and you're polluting that shit with your wildfires. See, we keep our fires to ourselves. Keep y'all wildfires to yourselves. You don't see California sending wildfire up to Canada. I saw Matt hanging there. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I've always heard of hurricane season, but that's never. Now I'm seeing a wildfire season, bro. Like that's how it feels.
Hawaii on fire. They just evacuated Yellowstone.
Yellowknife, some shit like
what?
that. Right?
Yeah.
The park?
No, not
the national park.
No. You talking about Canada?
No, Cali.
Cali.
Northwest. They evacuated.
No, because the irony is because like in Canada, the territory that was being smoked up is called Yellowknife, something like that.
Yellowstone is I think Yellowstone. You're talking about the national park.
Yellowstone, yeah.
Like you remember that movie, the 2012, that where the mountains are like blowing up and shit.
Yeah.
That's Yellowstone, right?
It makes sense that you're saying that now, though, because like I just saw an article where it was like it's free to like go into these national parks now. And it's like no, that's why. Just like fuck it, there's no park left. It's burning all away. Let's get them all in here for free then. Like.
And then when you think about it, the only homes being burned down during all these crazy wildfires is always like some $1 million home and shit like that. Like, that's, well, when in Rome, at least it's rich motherfuckers, that getting this shit burned instead of broke people. So
yeah, fucking they'll be alright.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
They'll be alright.
I'm all for that though. Yo, burn the rich. And then going back to the blackout, man, I missed that, and I feel like I would love for there to be another one, but nowadays and shit, excuse me as I fix myself. My zipper was open. Like now if you had a blackout in 2023, yo, I would lose my shit.
Nowadays with phones and Wi-Fi's, the internet, because you remember when that shit happened? Y'all remember the phone situation, right? Like phones, like phones were for the most part down. Like especially like that's when like cell phones were getting big. I remember on the block, my dad was one of the few that had a working cell phone because Verizon had I believe it was Verizon or T-Mobile. They had one of their like locations that sends a signal was like in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's why his phone still kept working because everything locally was down. If I'm not correct, maybe I'm talking shit. I don't know. I took
story. Thank you for enlightening us with your dad's cellular service 20 years ago. No, but yeah, that blackout like
20 years ago, dude.
20 years ago.
Freaking years ago. And I remember the block was hot over in Harlem, man. People were getting lit. They threw a little block party. I heard they busted out the Serato. Well, people were walking out topless and shit. Like it got crazy. Like
the trees, the trees on the block, like like on the edge of the sidewalk, they have like trees every 10 feet. They took one of those, and I forgot what we used. They used like branches and stuff, and they burned one.
Yeah.
Because remember, there was no light. There's nothing. It was super dark. So we used that to light up the block. Like after like 6, my dad had this 1996 Mercury minivan, and he was using that to play the music. So he was playing like loud ass, like it was basically like a barbecue with no barbecue, like the entire day.
And now you live in a neighborhood. If it blacks out, you got fireflies slide up the woods and shit for your ass and shit.
Go fuck yourself. You keep throwing shade on my neighborhood.
They got land.
I'm just us. You always at a house.
Hey man.
Nah, you doing good. You doing good.
I'll be alright. I think I'll be alright. I got solar panels. I don't know if that kicks in.
That's why we gotta block out the sun.
How about you, bro? Do you remember where it went when how your day went?
I was I was over at my cousin's house, and it was the middle of the day, and like the shit just went off, and we didn't really realize it until later on what was going on. I do remember that night, everybody hanging out in my building on the roof, and people were kind of like all the neighbors and shit. Everybody was like kind of like, there was no parties or anything like that, right? Because like where I lived, that block at that time was just not the best to like live there. It was kind of sketch.
Everybody was holding on to their woof in the roof.
Yeah, but like there was like a sense of community.
Not trying to get robbed.
But no, I didn't realize that shit was like 20 years ago. Honestly, I thought it was longer. I thought that shit happened in the 90s. But
nah, it was like 03, right?
Yeah, 03.
I remember people hanging out on the roof. Like people brought like their blankets and shit like to the roof.
Yo, for me that day, bro, I mean, I put this up on my story actually a couple days ago. I was in DR when that shit happened.
You was in DR?
I was in the Dominican Republic, yeah. So ironically, I think the lights
Was
went out
off?
too.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's everyday shit over there,
So
bro.
you're over there like, so you
I'm
guys
like-
are complaining about a few hours. This is me right now.
This is life. This is
Yo.
everyday shit for us. Like,
Se fue la luz.
se fue la luz,
Bro,
yo. Like,
can you believe
Se fue la
that
luz.
that's still a thing in DR? I went in May,
yeah.
and so like I never felt the last couple of years. I've been going more and more and more because my dad lives out there now. But like in the past, I never felt it because my dad has like this. He had this bombing ass generators that whenever the light went out, I never felt it. I didn't even know the shit was going out. So I go back in May, and the shit goes out. And it keeps going out. And one day, it was like a Monday, the shit went off at 9 p.m. and it came back at 9 a.m. Fucking 12 hours later in the middle of the heat. And I remember I looked at my dad, I was like, yo, son, what's going on here, bro? Like, you know, like this shit wasn't like this before. He's like, nah, it was always like this. It's that before we had the better generator. So I remember the first thing I did when I got back to the States, I wired this man somebody, yo, bro, you go update that generator because when I go back over there, I am not going to be suffering
He
through this.
said before it was better. That's
No. The only reason why it was better, and I never felt it before, was because he had, I told you, a bombing ass generator.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that had like
Alright,
double
got
the
it.
batteries, double the power.
Nah, I say that because like, yo, like things are better now. I mean, everyone's got a goddamn backup generator now. I mean, you go to like the most like boondocks, whatever, campesino, remote location, and like the farmers got backup generators, bro.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter, man. Like things are just so much better now. But yo, that'd be like the worst when I remember when that shit would like go out and then yo, I go into the bathroom and like I'm dumping like tubs of water, cold water on myself and shit with like the candlelight in the back.
Yo.
Like that's the full campesino experience right there, bro. Like,
Talk about dumping. I'm not trying to change the conversation, but like,
oh man,
let me ask you a question
Guys.
though. Am I the only one that like, I have this thing like, do y'all rank y'all poop?
I do. You know what?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
not only do I do, but sometimes I don't know if it's because I'm depressed, but sometimes I wake up and that's what I look forward to.
Bro, yes.
That
I
is-
thought I was the
it's
only
like
one.
that
simple
is just
pleasures,
like,
bro.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
is,
yo, bro, like when I'm on the toilet and I'm doing a poop, bro, like I'm like I feel, you know, I'm over here, you know, making a deposit. I'm like, I bet things feel good, and every now and then I just look down real quick. I'm like, I bet it's good, and or not. Oh shit, I thought it was more. And then when it's not more, it's like disappointing because you want to like, you feel like you want to like, I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm losing weight when I
Yo.
make a good deposit. I don't know
Yo,
what.
the best
So-
poops are the ones that are not too hard, not too soft. Know what I'm saying, bro?
Pause,
Just
yeah.
straight up, just like a snake. Just come out like a snake, bro.
The other
That's
day,
good fiber coming
Double
out.
pause, but yeah, I
Double
feel-
pause.
Yeah, you it's good to have like that fibery, you know, deposit. You feel me?
A wise man once told me, you know you fucked up if you see more blood on your toilet paper than shit.
I mean, that's because you going the distance right now. Yo,
Yo,
I will
that
say
was
this.
dark real quick.
The day that you guys went to go see the Jake Paul fight, so I was at an
Oh,
event,
Lord.
Oh boy.
and I at this place I really couldn't. I had to go to the bathroom, right? I really had to go to the bathroom. However, when I went to the bathroom was in shambles. The bathroom was disgusting, and I couldn't go. I'm a man of principle, right? So I literally had to. I cabbed it from where I was at to where I work, to my job, right? I took an Uber to go in. I'm a day off. Fucking use the bathroom, right?
Hey, you stayed out there.
Take my shit, then cab it right back. And I want to say that was probably the most expensive, because usually I take shits for free at my house. I might spend like 13 cents on toilet paper. I don't know what the ratio is, but I spent like close to $40 in Uber rides that day just to use the bathroom, going to and coming back.
I gotta be honest.
It's okay, man.
I gotta be honest. I was a few drinks in by that point, so thank God that my standards went down. Like, you know how like the more you drink, your standards go down, right? Like your safetiness, your cleanliness, it all goes down. Like, after a while, you just don't give a shit. I have a thing about using public bathrooms, bro. And think about it. I'm in a bar in the middle of Dykeman. Basically, I'm an hour away minimum from home, and I just feel my stomach bubbling.
Oh, not
bubbling.
there.
Imagine.
Yeah, at that lounge. Yes, I ended up.
No.
I went. I grabbed some toilet paper. I put a little soap, a little water. Did the shit I usually do my job. You know, clean the rim and shit. Pause. Go ahead. you know, and it's crazy because like we all know that doesn't do anything, but you know, in my mind, I felt safer, and I went and made a deposit, and I ain't gonna lie, it was a pretty good deposit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to stay, keep drinking, keep eating. You know, I saw the fight. You know, I was highly entertained with the fight, and
He ain't even washed his hands.
Yo, it could have been worse for the both
did
of
I
y'all,
wash
though.
my hands? I
It-
think I did, but it was full of shame though, because you know, like it's one of those bathrooms that like is for like at least 3 people, you know, and I'm washing my hands and somebody walks in and you see the shame on my face and he could see and he smelled it. He's like, "You dirty motherfucker! That's you that did that deposit right there, right?" And so you know, it is.
It could have been worse. Imagine you was wearing rompers or some shit when you had to take a
Ooh,
dump.
imagine
on
I
that porta
would have
potty,
been
bro.
wearing white.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what? I will.
Streaks everywhere, bro.
I'll tell you guys. I'll open you guys up to probably top 10. I want to say L in my life was me and our boy, right? Our boy Lou.
Okay.
This was we were like
The first
18,
Lou.
19.
This
The
is-
the OG Lou.
OG
We were like
Lou.
19 years old or some shit, right? And we were so just to set the context up, right? We were supposed to go to a concert. We were going to go see like Lupe Fiasco, and this is like his first show in New York City in years, right? And I quit my job that morning
Is this the one at Irving Plaza?
at Irving Plaza.
Oh, shit,
I quit
I
my
was there.
job
Yeah,
that morning,
yeah.
right? Because like, yo, I want to go to the fucking. I was working on like Ann Taylor back then, and I wasn't even working. I didn't know what the fuck I was. I was just there, just getting paid, and like I was working the stock room, but I know how to fold. So I would just hide the clothes in different crevices in the stock room.
That's the way to survive.
Right.
That's how you do it, bro.
And like they were catching on. They kind of told me like, hey, look, you know, you got to start like producing, otherwise we're gonna let you go.
Taking an
So
L.
I just quit, and I was like, I gotta go to the show.
You took your own L.
So our boy, he for the show, he was gonna make edibles, and this was a man that like at the time, like first of all, I didn't even know he could cook. Second of all, like he there's no way that he's gonna make edibles that are they're gonna do anything. So he made this whole batch of fucking brownies, a whole fucking tray, right, of like fucking space cake. And we get online and shit, and we're waiting online. It's like a 3-4 hour wait, and we start getting hungry, so we just start eating it, and then like that was probably one of the first experiences I had with edibles. So we're eating. I'm like, yo, this shit does not work. Like, what the fuck are you? What is this, bro? You're like, first of all, I know you're mad cheap, so you didn't make this shit proper. Second, you know how to cook. You did not make this shit proper. Yo, when the time came to get inside the venue, I started seeing like 20, like
Yo.
this tunnel vision. My vision was like this.
It all makes sense now. It's
It-
all clicking together. 'Cause
yeah.
you know, when I got on that fucking line, bro, you was there and you was just laughing like on some Beavis and Butthead shit. You're like, like, I'm like, what's good with you, bro?
Yo.
And yo,
Oh,
my
you
man,
was- oh, you was
I was
there.
there, yeah, bro. It was 7, 8 o'clock at night, and the sun was going down, and this motherfucker's with his shades on and shit,
You
like.
so you were still functioning.
I know, I
barely.
barely.
Can you
I
call
didn't
it
realize
functioning
it.
though?
And then like our
Nah,
friend that
I know somebody that was beyond non-functional
so
with edibles.
just going like our friend that was with us that he didn't have tickets for the show. He bought tickets off some guy on the line, and when we're getting in, they're like, "Sir, well, your ticket is fake." And we just look back at him. We're like, "I mean, we can't do anything. You bought a ticket from the line, right?" So we left the man down. We go into the venue.
Man
We're like
down.
10 minutes there, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, I gotta go. I gotta take a shit." So I wait in line at Irving Plaza to use the bathroom, one of the dirtiest bathrooms of all time, right?
Yeah, you fucked up.
I go, I
Come
sit in
on.
the stall, and I miscalculated a shit with throwing up, and I threw up all over my pants while sitting on the toilet.
Wait, you
I confused the feeling.
Yo, how fucked up can you get me, bro?
Yo.
Yo, how fucked up can you be?
Yo,
Yo,
talking
that was,
about
yeah.
taking L's. Yo,
Yeah,
talk
I said some fucking. I sold myself out too that night though on some crazy shit. I was there with my boy, and he pulled up with his girl, and we in there, we there enjoying Lupe just pop off and shit like that. And there was this chick this shorty was trying to like holler at me. I didn't find her all that that I wasn't really vibing with her and shit. I didn't fuck with her like, and she was just trying. Yo, she was mad persistent. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm sorry, yo. I'm here with my mans right now. Like, so I put my arm around my boy and shit. Like, I looked at his girl like, yo, sorry.
It was a day full of L's.
It was
Actually-
there's nothing wrong, but like, yo, that's how bad I wanted to like, bro.
Before
Like, I got OD hunted on. I was
Yo.
like, damn, this is the feeling.
before anything though, before you continue on with this list, Another, yes, we prepare for the fucking show, guys. We're not that unprofessional. We have a ripped up piece of fucking composition paper, whatever the
Fake
fuck you want
news.
to call it.
Fake news.
But
Y'all can go
yo,
on. Search
so
up Lupe for Irving Plaza 2011.
this guy, all right, you used to throw a couple get-togethers and like parties in your crib.
Yeah.
And we were there once, right? And I'm wingmanning it for you, Vic. He had like these two homegirls that were there.
Yeah.
And we're talking and shit, and they're like vibing with us and everything, and then like we start talking about school, and they're going to one of them mentioned that they took out like a fucking like $60K or something like that in loans to go to like some fucking crazy ass private school, and you're like, well, damn, me and him, we've been failing the same community college class for like 3 years in a row, and after that, I've never seen anything dry up so fast in my life. Like, yeah.
My man's wear the L's like a fucking
Yo,
badge
Look,
of honor,
look,
bro.
at the end of the day,
You can wear
I
that by
don't-
yourself,
we
though,
don't- look,
Vic.
bro, let's be honest. Nobody want no bougie bitch. Yo, like, look, if you
They were not
overspent-
bougie, though.
You overspent for your education. Don't get mad at
Education.
me because we use our resources.
Those
as-
chicks were down to earth, bro. Nah, you wildin', bro.
They were down to earth.
yeah, they were
Don't
cool.
be out here bragging about your 60K education.
Education.
Edumacation, he means, guys. He means edumacation.
That's
That's
right.
Yeah, that was
Shout out to
wild.
our community college
Shout out
education,
to our
bro.
community. Shout out to Hostos for holding us down for how many years again? Was it like 5?
7.
When it should have been 2. When it could have been 2.
Hey,
I
man,
know.
look,
I'm just saying,
You
bro.
ever heard the theory when something is good, you stick with it. You know.
Nah,
Yeah,
you know,
we were
you're
like-
right. My bad. I apologize. There's no expiration date for the finish line.
You know,
My bad.
yeah,
You
we
know,
did that computer class like 3 times, but like it's not our fault. The first time it was the Asian dude, which he was a little.
No, he was the second and the
he
third
was-
time.
Oh, he was no.
The
you know
first
what?
time was a Dominican
The
dude.
Dominican. There was this, yo, we had this fucking Dominican guy, bro. That like, yo, you ever met somebody that is trying to overcomplicate shit, bro? Like, his whole vocabulary, demeanor is like, if he could find the most complicated way to say walk down the hall, he would do that. Like, that was his whole and I'm like, dude, first of all, you have a thick ass fucking accent. Please, brother, stop using these complicated ass words that I barely understand half of them, and then have to try to understand what you're trying to fucking say, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, we went, and the second class that we did it with the Asian guy, we did it twice, but that was our fault. Because he was perfect. The way he laid out the information, he was like highly educated. Like, he was like, it was good. That was our fault. We went to class, we never studied, we never did shit.
That first dude was definitely the equivalent of like when you're trying to write an 800-word essay paper and you just trying to stretch it out OD and
No,
shit.
facts.
Like,
Yes,
trying to hit the
yes,
fucking
he
limit.
was.
That's that double
Definitely,
space and
that
word.
double space, bro. Double space, indent
That
every 3 to
fucking
5
guy.
sentences and shit.
He's that guy that when you like go on Google and try to like Google more complicated way to say a word, that's how can you say how in a different way?
My man's hit the thesaurus really hard, bro.
He was a Dominican
Bro.
Chat GPT for no reason.
Fuck that.
Yo, that's no, that's perfectly
That
well
was it.
said. Perfectly
Nah.
fucking well said.
I remember we had to go to like the final, and we were just like, yo, we might as well just go get some breakfast. So we went to the school. We went to like the lobby of the school, and they were like, yo, fuck it, like we both hungry. So instead of going to the final, we went to some like diner or some shit, and we just got coffees and like fucking like hash browns and stuff at this diner.
the
We're like, well,
amount of times that we fucking just threw in the ropes and just said, you know what? Fuck it. Like, you know, like I forgot. It was in that class that we were also failing, and we barely showed up after a while to like certain classes, certain tests. But
we
yo,
just we gave
Yo,
up on that
y'all
one.
talking about, college and shit, but you know what I really love? Ironically, I was more rich in college. Because you know what? Shout out to fucking TAP, bro.
Yo,
Those
Tap.
Tap,
Yo,
fast
the
fuck.
financial Pell, whatever, Pell grant.
Pell Grant.
Bro,
They send those 2 G's every semester. I didn't know how to act. Yo,
Son.
you remember when we first got that
Yo.
check?
Bro, we thought we was rich,
we
bro.
thought we was rich. Yo, this motherfucker thought, I don't know who he thought. He thought he was Kanye. He went to Burberry. He copped the most flyest fucking trench coat ever. Like,
Son,
that house party I threw, that day I got that haircut from Gabe's barber and shit, man. Yo, I dropped like $300, $400, like just straight up bottles and shit.
Yo.
This dude was
I
walking
worked
with
hard for
designer
that.
clothes and shit
Yo,
like
with
that,
the
like
hat,
every other
bro.
fucking weekend when
Yo.
we went out.
Yeah, with the fucking Kid Cudi
I remember.
surface to air jacket. I think he copped it.
I
with
remember
that too.
I would take my tap check. I'd go to PLS, like cash checking, and they'd just give me all the money in cash. I'd be like, let me get it in 10s and 20s. and I was just keeping it in the shoebox and feel like I had. I was like, yeah.
Yo, you
Yeah,
got,
because I didn't have a
oye,
bank
este
account.
tipo, bro. You think
I owe Chase man money.
you
back
a
then,
dope
yeah.
boy bringing your Nike
Son.
shoebox? This guy living a Jay-Z song. Fuck
Son,
out
I
of
re-
here.
I remember I looked at my dad. I was like, "Yo, son, you know, I'm getting the school check. So what's up? You think we could put it as a down payment?" And that, we took the school money, put it on a down payment to a fucking SUV that we only last like 2 years. With.
My
That
first
was nice.
ignorant purchase with that thing was I copped the Jordan 6 varsity red, whatever, like, which is pretty much the infrareds to me. I don't know what they were
Nah,
trying
they
to
weren't.
finesse. Yeah, like I copped that shit, bro. Like, yo, fuck these school books.
Nah.
I
Yeah. Oh yeah, because after a while, you were able to scheme and get the book vouchers, and they could give you the $500 in a check, and you deposit it into your account. So they basically say, hey, if you want to go ahead and buy the books on your own, here's a voucher that you could cash out. Oh yeah, bro. $60,000 for fucking education. You out of your fucking bougie ass mind, my man. We was living rich in those
Yeah,
days.
we didn't have to worry about shit.
And
bro.
if you were smart, you would just go. You would get the book from the library and you just make copies of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That shit fucking be there for like 2
talking
hours.
about being an entrepreneur.
I was
Yeah,
using,
it took us like 2 hours to make those
I
copies
mean,
because
it
we got to
was
stand online. And you got to go page by page,
Remember-
and we had to do like maybe 5 chapters, 3 chapters, because you know you have to like.
Yo,
That was
I-
too much work for me.
Nah,
I used to be
we
on this
did
site called Chegg, like just
the used
rent
ones?
home the used books and shit. Hell yeah, bro.
My
I'd rather.
man was sophisticated.
I guess so, yeah, but fuck that shit. I'd rather take renting it for $40 and like fucking dropping.
Oh no,
90.
we didn't rent it. We went to the library.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you guys were some.
Yeah,
That's some
nah,
real
nah,
survival
nah, we-
shit.
nah, we-
I respect you. Salute. I should have
we-
been hanging out with y'all and host those.
We was,
Fuck.
bro, we was trying to. What was it like? We
I was
had-
just too lazy.
You know,
That's all.
can we keep the $500 and spend it in a weekend, or should we come
Yo.
and invest it in our education?
Yo, hold
It made
up,
no
though.
sense though.
It made no sense
'Cause you're not
to
gonna
invest in
keep it
education.
after the semester's over. What the fuck am I gonna
Exactly.
do? Read,
Might as well
read
waste
the
it.
next of chapter 14, 15 on
You
the
know how many
psychology
weekends
book?
we had that we fucking blew.
Fun.
It was
Yo,
fun, bro.
I remember though, just around that time though, I remember you did a house party, and we were trying to make like drink. We were like obviously we were making all drinks and shit like
Who,
that.
me?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we didn't know how to fucking read, right? I guess. So we thought we were making like fucking like these like cherry drinks, and little did we know we bought like fucking tomato juice, and we made we made a whole big ass batch. So people start showing up and they're drinking tomato and like vodka, which I should be like a Bloody Mary, but still.
You can't undersell yourself that hard, bro, because there was some success.
I mean, there was
He
the
made
dick juice.
he made the
Listen.
3 he made 3 pitchers worth of them, right?
Yeah.
And take a guess that what wasn't drank. The one with the tomato juice. The other 2 were gone. So like they clearly they fucked with it, or maybe they just felt like they had no other
No,
choice.
yeah.
Like,
we took one. I forgot what it was exactly, but like we made the label on the picture. It was called Dick
Dick
Juice.
Juice, yeah.
Dick Juice, and
He-
the Dick Juice went ASAP. Yeah.
he was trying to deter everybody away from the drink. He saw, well, maybe
That
we call
sounds
it
familiar.
because he called it. We
Dick
thought
Juice.
we thought if we called it Dick Juice, people wouldn't want to try
was
it
I
out.
was I there?
you
And
might have been there.
Because I remember a drink that was named Dick Juice. I think I was drinking that.
it looked like
Close.
nut in a picture, bro. That looked like nut.
Yeah.
It looked
Now
like-
that
it looked like nut, but they drank it.
Where was the house party? It was in your crib?
It was at my crib when I lived in Dungan.
Yo.
Yeah, like at the time, bro.
Yeah, and the apartment right there in Dykeman.
Yeah.
Yo.
Back then,
I was
that was like
there.
2013.
Yo,
Yeah.
Remember the time that like
Yeah, we was all there. Well, was there. Well, our friends was there and stuff like that.
Remember,
Like,
Ooh, dropping names.
Yo,
yeah,
the
you
best-
know, I'll take back. We're gonna edit out the names.
the best moment in your crib though was you did do a get together and like towards the end of the night when things were like kind of ending. And you were in the kitchen talking to some people or whatever, and me, him, and a few friends, we were in like your room, and you had your MacBook open because you were DJing off your MacBook, and we put Mad Dicks in his resume.
Yo, this motherfucker, bro. Yeah. So I had a fucking I had my MacBook open, in the living room and shit. So I went back in the kitchen, whatever. Yeah, there was a fucking folder dedicated to my resumes, all this work file and shit. And your own peoples won't let you shine, bro.
Bro,
This
they won't
nigga-
let you shine,
They won't
bro.
let you shine. He puts a fucking dick pics in my fucking
Ask-
folder.
ask
So
him-
I applied to this one job, this
No.
agency and shit, bro. No, thankfully I caught that shit because I'm just like, yo, let me make sure because I don't be trusting myself. So I always hit that quick look before I upload that to make sure that's the right resume I'm uploading. And then, anyways, I hit quick look.
And all you see
And
is-
all I see is a big fat veiny cock like, just hanging out and shit. And I'm like, yo, fucking what the fuck? And I retraced my steps. I was like, yo, is this motherfucker? It had to be Arrow. This guy was the dick devil, man. Like,
Bro,
this
and
nigga-
his images.
In his images,
they're so
bro.
fucking graphic. Ask him what he did to my hard-worked art book from high school. Now, FYI, we had to buy this shit with our own cash.
You know what though? That art book, that was gayer before we threw the dicks in it because
this
you had
fucking
all
asshole.
these. Yo, all he did was have drawings of like muscular men and buildings, architecture and muscled out men.
Look, so the muscled out men were like me, like how I wanted to look, but never been able to look like that, and and then the buildings. I've always liked like towers like from Dubai, the Empire State, and
This guy.
so I come back to my book and all I see is a bunch of. First of all, I take my book and I'm looking at the outside, big ass dick on the outside. Remember, the book is made out of cardboard, the outside, so I can't even erase that shit.
Yo.
So it's just like a big fucking dick on the outside.
This guy's
Then
a dick architect.
Then
bro.
I open the fucking book and I just see dicks. One picture was I did the Empire State. He put a tip on the top and 2 balls on the bottom. I turned the page. It was 2 dicks holding hands. I keep going. Everything that I looked at was a dick. I did these double towers from Dubai. They took it, put double dicks on each tower.
This was the deleted images missing from Super Bad.
Bro, the fucking
dick devil,
teacher.
bro.
I'm over here like just pissed because I don't even know what to say. I can't yell out. I'm in class. We're surrounded by. You remember how the class was scheduled? The class basically is like a round table.
Yeah.
And the teacher walks around the whole time. And the whole time I'm just sitting, scrolling through the page. I don't even know what the fuck to say. I got all these dicks on my shit. And as I'm holding the shit, remember I told you, he drew a big ass dick on the outside, on the fucking hardboard of the book. She's walking around and she like just gives me like a little glimpse like, no, that can't be what I think it is. And just keeps walking. Bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he has a dick in his brain, bro.
Yeah,
it's wild.
No, he had a whole gang. They went around, break into people's lockers, and just dick-defying them.
Jeez, I mean that's how it be,
I
bro.
forgot who it was.
Listen, man, that's not the high school experience. If you don't have a dick drawn on your textbook, you're not living the fucking high school.
Oh no,
experience, bro.
they were professionals.
Yeah, exactly,
like they had
bro.
a whole
You gotta-
scheme of how they will break into your lockers.
Yeah,
like
exactly,
they
bro.
had one guy as you're about to go get your random shit in between periods, and they'll watch you put your combo in. And then the other one will, as soon as you walk away, one recorded it in his mind, gave it to somebody else. They'll come back, open your shit up, and next thing,
You deserved it though because afterwards, when you found out about it, because we had to hand those notebooks in, they were part of a project. Everything had to sketch. You stole like my jacket.
oh, now yours.
hit it.
I took your jacket.
You stole the
and
Kid Cudi jacket.
So I
Like
I was
Old
so
Navy
pissed
fleece.
about it that you and I believe it was the white boy. So I was so pissed because I knew it had to be one of the two. And I was like, it's either him or the white boy. One of these two motherfuckers fucked up my shit and I'm fucking tight. So I took his shit and I think the other dude's book bag or something. I took it and I just hit it for like the entire day.
You deserve that shit. You know why, bro? Because while we're on the topic bit of the get-togethers I threw at my crib, I gotta know. I need you to speak on record right now. Motherfucker, did you eat my Oreos, bro?
Yo,
Did you? Yo,
You know
I
what?
threw a-
fucking Oreos.
The fucking yo,
So,
I threw a big fit, man. I went to the
I don't-
kitchen and everyone was having a good time in the living room and it got quiet. I was like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" Yo, my Oreos were gone, bro. Like a full row of them and shit. Like yo, and I just bought them like the day before, man. I need you to come clean right now. Did you eat my fucking Oreos?
What kind of Oreos were these?
The fuck does it matter? They were Oreos, bro. The regular, double stuff and shit.
Double stuffed Oreos.
The double stuffed Oreos, yes.
and
There's more cream in the middle.
Pause. But what was this? You said
you love more
you
cream?
said it was in your crib.
Yes, on the top of my fridge, bro. If you would be exact.
I can't say I recollect this.
Oh,
this event.
okay. This guy.
Yeah, honestly, I think I was vegan during that time.
Yo, man, you ran some strategy to distract me too. I can't fucking recall. You got me out the kitchen for one quick second.
You were the DJ, sir. So it was not that hard. But,
you know what? I was losing shit on both ends. Oreos and getting fucking dicks uploaded
that
to my
was
folder,
the same
bro.
day that he dictified your laptop.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I can't recall. I don't recall any Oreos. I do recall drinking all your shit in your fridge, but I don't recall the Oreos.
We passed the statute of limitations. I ate a lot of those Oreos.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was not one roll because you're incorrect about that. It was about half the box.
So you was
So there you go. He admitted.
yeah,
He got
there we go.
caught.
On record.
Okay,
Yeah, sell
okay,
yourself out,
okay.
kid.
Okay,
Sell yourself out,
but fuck it.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna admit. All right, man. So look, that's when the double stuff first came out.
So you taking
And-
Oreo and drinking the dick juice.
So yeah, that juice was delicious, boss. But look, this is the issue. Those Oreos were fucking delicious. There was nothing else to eat. I think there was something else to eat, but I didn't want it. Whatever that was, I didn't want it. And the Oreos would just look so fucking tempting. And I see them on top of the fridge. I remember the first time I asked, "Yo, can I have one? Can I have an Oreo?" He's like, "Yeah, you can have one or two." And I grabbed one or two. And then in my mind, that permission to one or two turned into, he said one or two, maybe I can take again. And then every time it got to the point that anytime I went up to get a beer, I grabbed 3 cookies.
That's some Dominican shit
Next
right
thing,
there, bro. That's Dominican hospitality right there. Pushing the boundary,
yeah,
bro.
I ain't gonna lie, it's fucked up. Motherfuckers give you an arm when you take a whole leg. Like,
El diablo, bro.
but,
okay, it's all good.
Yeah, man, them Oreos was delicious. So thank you for feeding me, sir. I had a great time.
You're
that
not
day.
welcome, bro.
God damn.
I ain't gonna lie. Afterwards, I felt bad because it's like, yeah, like it was the only box of Oreos that was there. Like you could tell that was like the only real snack there. And I'm over here. I ate by myself half the whole fucking box. But yeah, that was.
Those shits are dangerous, man.
Yeah, man,
You can't
that
be
was-
having them in the crib.
Yo, word. Nah, good looking out though, cause yo, I can't get fat by myself, bro. I need you niggas to help me
Yeah,
out, bro.
man, we're sick, bro. We're sick. Talking about sick men. I'm gonna pivot real quick.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the video of this dude in a bookstore sniffing women's butts?
What the
Did you
fuck?
hear about this?
Nah.
So apparently there was this girl, right? I don't know if she does TikTok videos or just does videos in general, but she's like recording herself in this bookstore, popular bookstore. You know, we all know it. She's
Barnes &
there.
Noble.
Got
Yeah,
it.
but like
It's like the
I
only
don't know.
franchise.
Yeah.
Not borders
Shout
out
out to our
business.
sponsor,
But-
Barnes & Noble.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't even know there was still Barnes and Nobles left, but you know, so she's in a Barnes and Nobles, and she's going section by section. She's looking for books or whatever. And at one point, she sees this dude kind of creeping her out, but whatever. She's like, not knowing she's recording herself, making her video. She's talking or whatever. She's looking at books, and she keeps looking back. Motherfucker's like, man, what the fuck is with this dude? Keeps looking at her books, and at one point, she's like, because the dude's so close, like, what are you doing? Like, dude's mad close to her. He's like, tying my shoe. It's like, motherfucker, you damn near under me. Like, what the fuck are you doing so close to me? Next thing you know, she keeps moving around. Long story short, she goes downstairs to make a complaint. Hey, guy keeps creeping me out. It's mad close for no reason. Whatever. She leaves, waits till the dude gets away from her, leaves the store, goes to her car, starts looking at her phone, at the video. Remember, the shit was recording her the whole time. Because every time she would be looking for a book, she'll put the shit down in front of her and she'll start, like,
Yeah.
recording in front of the camera. So when she's looking at the fucking phone, at the video of the phone recording her as she was looking through the books, she noticed that the dude, whenever he got close to her behind her, he was sniffing her. He sniffed her butt without touching her, like to the point where like damn near up in her butt, but without like not touching
Man,
her.
this was brown nosing hard, bro.
Dude sniffed her out.
Sheesh.
And then, listen to this. After he was, at one point when he was done, when she said, "What are you doing?" he stepped away and went to the girl that was literally like 10 feet behind her on the opposite shelf. And the camera caught this shit. You just don't see when he's like close to her butt because of the table that's like right next to her, another white girl behind her. Sniffed her butt as well.
So there's
Plot
multiple,
twist. There was a line of coke in that crack.
It could be that. My man was doing white lines.
Yeah. Big
Son,
lines, bro.
But it's
White
like,
cracks.
Yeah.
yo, it comes to it makes you think like the shit that women have to deal with. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't even go fucking shopping for a fucking book.
Yeah.
Without like I you know dudes creeping, looking or whatever, but like sniffing, like damn, like yo.
God,
See,
makes
that's
you-
why I was wondering why he was trying to tell me, yo, I'm out of Barnes and Noble. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, well, facts. You've never seen this at Borders.
Yeah.
You've never seen that at Borders.
That's
they ain't
wild,
even around
bro.
no more, but shout out to
is-
Borders.
That is wild.
He's like, that's why I buy my books on Amazon.
So homie
Right.
was out there just sniffing ass in a Barnes and Noble.
Dude, straight just sniffing ass.
Makes you
like,
wonder what the fuck was this dude's childhood like? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy how people like out here in society doing this type of shit, bro. And it's
no shame.
no
Dude
shame at all,
said,
bro.
"Time my shoe."
Dike. Okay.
Time my
Smooth. How smooth, bro.
Homie had like the Balenciaga,
He
the
probably-
sockless fucking shits. Like
He was wearing the pedophile sevens or some shit. Right? He was tying that up real quick. Yeah, probably lining up, probably like tying up his Skechers or some shit like that. I can imagine.
Yeah,
Probably
light
a
ups
swap meet
on.
polo or whatever. Like,
Yo, that's wild though. I mean,
Bro.
yo, like, but why Barnes and Noble? That's what I want to know.
So he was looking for some nerdy ass, and he wanted to sniff some nerdy ass. He says like, "Yo, I want to sniff some nerdy fat ass."
was he in the erotica section? Like
What's the book that? Because I noticed she picked up a book. It was like brown on the outside with a rose on it. I think that's like a pop. Isn't that like a? Nah, I think the book is popular. I've never seen.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be a top seller after that video, bro. It's gotta be.
That's a fact. And to be honest, you're asking the worst people you could possibly ask.
Speak about
to name a book.
asking about books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that must have been like a fucking I don't know. I don't know what book that book was about, but
That's fucked up.
that
though.
definitely was a day full of L's for everybody. Cause he
Yeah,
except
imagine-
him. Except him.
No,
'cause
that
he-
is a L. Imagine being the guy that's going viral because you were fucking sniffing butt cheeks.
I'm not allowed to.
At a
I
bookstore.
don't think his face was it that obvious? Like it was obvious, but I don't think it was something. I don't think they had a good mugshot of the dude. You feel me? Like I don't know if he was arrested or not, but hopefully he was caught because you shouldn't be out there sniffing butts without consent.
Yeah. No, of course.
Oh, it's a fact. But what do you even like? I don't know. I would honestly, I'd like to meet the guy. Just to like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Kind of like, just to
Nah,
ask
you
him
low key
that,
want to
like,
shake his hand? Nah.
Fuck you.
Low key
Nah, like,
curiosity, like,
yeah,
what,
like,
what's the sniff that does it for you? Like what
is it?
which
Fuck
what
yeah.
what's the
Like, what is
smell
it?
that gets you to that point? Like yo, that was a good butt right there.
Is he like a dog or some shit? Maybe he has a dog fetish. You know, dogs they sniff each other's
Yeah,
asses.
maybe he does. That's how he greets. That's how he says hello, bro. You never
Yo,
know.
that could be it. Maybe,
Maybe,
it's like-
that's how he
yeah.
says it.
Facts, nose to ass.
Yeah.
Nose to
Brown
ass.
nosing all the time,
Brown
man.
nose. I ain't gonna lie to you. Looking at the chick, you could tell she had a fat ass, but you know that
Goddamn.
still doesn't
Oh
consent.
boy.
Yeah,
That
that's
still
why-
that still doesn't give consent to go be sticking your face
I'm
up.
not
in
gonna
her
lie
ass.
though, nose to ass is how me and Vic met.
Yeah.
You wouldn't guess who was nose and who was ass though.
Yo, what in the world?
I would think it would be you, bro.
Yeah,
Your nose
you
got a nice nose. It could give a
God,
fucking canopy,
yeah.
bro.
Pause. Nah, but go on, King. Just go on.
No, man. That was that story had a bunch of L's in it. Now, keep going down the L trend. Here's a bad L. Did y'all hear about the dude that his wife was dying and she had a last wish? Come on, that story was mad popular. I know you heard about it.
His wife was dying.
So imagine, God forbid, you have a wife, and your wife is basically she's terminally ill, and she says, "Baby, in a few months, I'm gonna end up in a wheelchair, and then eventually I'm gonna pass away. So I have this last wish that I have to ask you permission for." And she asks you, "Can I fuck my ex as my last wish?"
That's a heavy one.
Son, bruh, you're dying, and the thing you're thinking about. So in my mind, it goes to this like, okay, like let's be
Wait,
grown ups.
I gotta know though. So what did he agree or not? Like,
So the article that I read, it just talked about how angry, how just emotionally how he was, but it didn't really go into details of like his
okay, so I
ultimate
guess he
decision.
disagreed.
But
I
I
think-
gotta be honest, like in my mind, it makes me think, bitch, you dying now, and that's your wish. So then if you wasn't dying, was you still hitting that motherfucker up? Like,
I was gonna be my next thing. I was gonna say, how long you been thinking about it? Then,
Yeah, and how do you
prior
know
to
he
you
would
being
even
on
be
your
open?
deathbed and shit. Then, like, damn.
how do you even know he's open to it? Like,
Yeah,
how you
like,
know
what the
he's
fuck?
not dating another bitch? Like,
So I've been cheating. Let's put it out all in the open. Let me get off my chest. Can I go see this dude one last time? Can
one
I hit
last
it?
time.
Like, right?
so listen to her reasoning.
But hold on,
ahead.
before you even.
Go ahead.
So my thing with this, because I saw the article too, right? I saw what you sent me.
Yeah.
Is the bigger L your dying wife asking you if she could sleep with her ex, or you, because your wife is dying, presumably she can't really talk to anybody, going to the fucking news and telling them that your dying wife wants to sleep with the ex? So like, how did that even break out? Like,
So he shared it, and ironically, most people that read the article were favoring him. They were saying, because it's kind of crazy that somebody who's dying makes such a crazy request, and to think like that her mind is thinking about like another dude, and in your dying bed, that's what you're thinking about. It makes people think like, whoa, like, was she cheating before? Like, is she faithful? Like, you know, like those things come to play, and it ends up being like, yo, it makes me think, yo, son, you know what? If I'm that motherfucker, bruh, son, go ahead, you go fuck him, but you can have him bury you too, bitch. Like, hey, what the fuck? Like, son, you gonna have the audacity.
Facts, he can pay for the funeral and all that, yo.
I'm over here sitting at the
Fuck
hospital with your
that.
bitch ass, and you gonna tell me that you want to fuck somebody else?
Again, though, there's certain L's that should not be made public, and I
Oh,
think that
oh,
guy just
definitely.
going public definitely catches. That's
definitely.
more of an L.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know what? Like, I'm the type that I probably definitely would have just walked out that room, and by mistake I would have slipped and fell on the fucking plug.
That plot was so weird. I was kind of, I thought there was gonna be like an ending where like he agreed to it and he would get cucked. Like, just.
I mean, that'd be a pretty sick way to
like,
go,
yo,
to go
that'd be a
out.
pretty dark way to end it, yo.
Well, you know, I think the only way this story will end well is if he will agree to it, and then at the simultaneously he's contacting every insurance company possible to put them rates up.
And that man,
He definitely picking.
that man is Adam 22.
Yo, Adam, so let me ask you a question. If you had a girl, would you allow her to do... Basically, would you allow yourself to be Adam 22? Make a few $1 million for your girl to get...
Wait,
you
hold
know,
on. Y'all gonna
get
have to give
down.
me some background. I'm 22. Who we talking about here? Like,
You're not aware about that?
no.
All right, please.
It's a dude that he's like a famous like podcaster and porn star, really, right? And
No,
him
porn
and
star
his-
was
how did I let
yeah,
this
wait,
slip?
no. Wait, yeah, how could I forget that bit of information? No, but him and his wife, right?
Yeah.
The mother to his children and shit, like
She
they
just
have
had
a
a kid.
podcast that's like a porno podcast, pretty much. They interview porn stars and they fuck them. They have threesomes and all kinds of sums.
What the fuck?
So,
is it an audio cast? Like,
Yeah, it's a. So, have you ever heard of No Jumper?
no.
So, No Jumper is a podcast that he started,
Okay.
and he's broke out a lot of like artists, like a
Okay.
lot of the SoundCloud era artists and shit like that, right?
And he fucks him at the end.
No, he doesn't
No,
fuck the
that's-
SoundCloud
that's
artists.
a side.
But no,
That's
that's
talking
how
shit.
he
I'm
came
talking
up.
shit.
No, that's how he came up. But he
Imagine
started
fucked him at the end, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he
would
might
you do
have,
that?
honestly. He might have.
Maybe, yeah. Like,
You want to get
come
on the show? Let's say no. But so yeah, he has also a pod with his wife, and they interview porn stars and they fuck them. However, like earlier, what was it? This summer, right? His wife, for the first time ever, did a scene with another man.
He gave her permission to do a scene with another man, and ironically, the fucking dude that did she pick him out or he picked him out?
They both picked him out, quote unquote. Yeah.
I don't know why he would agree to this.
Whatever helps
but-
him sleep better
but-
at night, I guess.
But
You see this?
That's
This is what they were dealing with.
yes, brother. They basically, if you were to
A
give your
fucking
wife,
forearm.
yes, if you were to give your wife permission to fucking have a hall pass, and you're gonna pick the dude out of the dudes that you know is definitely gonna tear that shit up.
Yo, if
That's what she did.
if he's packing that much, then that nigga knew what he was doing. He was sending her to the fucking dogs because she
Yeah.
probably was not having a good time, bro. That shit must have got OD stretched or some shit, bro.
There was a meme of her marketing for the video for the porn video. There was this meme of like the dude, the porn star standing behind her, and her like, oh yes, you know, we're soon gonna start, you know, recording or whatever, and she's like looking back like at him. And the meme was like mad people did like mad different memes. Oh, I want to be looked at the way she looked at him. You know, like,
Yeah. And even like
Bro.
even after the fact, because he had her on his like podcast and shit, and she was telling him like, you know, he's interviewing his wife, whatever, and she's just like, yeah, you know, like after like 4 or 5 days, you know, my pussy got back to what it was.
You got reupholstered, I guess.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
reupholstered.
Like,
son,
And,
fucking.
I ain't gonna lie. I for research purposes, I ended up looking at the actual video in question, and I'm gonna tell you this much: they look like they had some chemistry, son. Like, I don't know, bro. Like she says that it was just a job.
It was a job.
But let me just say, you know, if there was
What kind
a
of
career,
job? Rim
if
job,
there-
blow job?
if-
Like, fuck.
If, you know,
No
the-
jobs, whatever. Like,
if the ideology was to be applied of, you know, enjoying your career, I think that will be it. because I ain't gonna lie, that looked like that was his wife.
You know what? We want to go and talk shit about that, but like, you know, at the end of the day, yo, they're porn stars. This type of shit is regular to them. They don't give a fuck, man.
Facts.
Like, they get paid to fuck.
They're entertainers.
He bought her a
That's the thing.
Lambo
Yeah.
afterwards.
He bought her a Lambo.
Like her husband, the dude that get like, he's like, oh baby, you know, we did so good. Here's a gift for you. Like, I'm guessing whatever. It's both their money, but like, shit. If we making money like that we buying to the Lambos.
Oh baby, thanks for taking this 15-inch dick. Get paid, bro. I know that shit must have hurt.
Baby, you want to do a part 2 for Double Down?
My shit is just that like
Damn, bro.
they it's a business move and they're both entertainers and like he put himself out there and he made himself like the butt of every joke and shit like that, and he did that knowing like, hey, look, this is gonna get me money, this is gonna get me, you know, whatever the fuck that I want to build for my family. I respect it. Would I do it? I don't think I have the courage to allow that to happen, but I fucking respect that.
Well,
yeah.
Let's be.
Hold
well,
up, I gotta look up this dude. Like,
think-
what the fuck? Real quick.
I think what
Yeah,
would
what the-
have to.
Vic, what's the guy's name?
Adam 22.
No,
Is that what he
the
said?
porn star. Don't play coy with us.
Alex, no, A.
Oh my
It's
god,
what- it's
bro.
what A.
Oh, he
You
found
He
it.
looked like the type of dude. He's exactly what I would imagine, bro.
Yeah.
He's exactly what I
Nah,
imagine.
look at the anaconda that his wife.
Nah,
No, you don't gotta
I'm
look
not
like
trying to look
that.
that
That's
up.
too much.
Specifically,
But
Google
But-
that. It'll take up the whole. That's an iPhone Pro Max. The whole screen will be covered.
Bro, look at this guy, yo. He's tatted all over. Is this the right dude I'm looking at, right? Like,
well,
yeah.
what the dude? You looking at?
Adam 22, like the dude that facilitated this whole
the
motherfucking
motherfucker
thing.
that fucked her also has a bunch of tattoos just like him as well.
But like him, look, he got the tatted tear, I think. Right?
How many
Like,
tats do you think the other guy has, Vic?
What?
How many tattoos do you think the other guy has?
I don't know how many did you count last time when you saw
Did
him?
he have any on
I
his
don't know.
penis?
That I don't know, brother.
Yo, you think you get a tattoo on your penis? I couldn't do it.
I got a funny story about that. There was not about that specifically, but there was a. But you know what? I'm curious to hear your answer though.
I mean,
would
like,
you?
I'll probably get a gauge on my cock. Yeah, sure. Why
A
not?
gauge?
What is a
No,
gauge?
no. I could understand the piercing, like the Prince Albert, but a fucking gauge.
Not a gauge, not a
What
gauge.
is a
I'm
gauge?
What's
sorry.
to say?
The piercing.
A gauge is like, you know, the earrings that people put.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
like, they
OD, that's
open up
OD.
their
So,
earlobes.
The piercing. Sorry, that's the
Yeah,
word
the
proper
Prince
word I would
Albert.
say. But you know, I makes me wonder, like, what if you walk into a parlor shop, whatever, and like you ask someone, like, "Yo, yeah, I want to get so and so done to my dick." Like, yo, is there like a certain ethic? Like, do you look at your partner while they tatting your cock,
No.
or like, I feel like you know how you getting a haircut or some shit, you look at the barber or whatever.
I feel like, how do you decide?
I want that one. I want number 7.
I want number 7. All right,
but
yo,
clean
don't-
on the side.
All
I
right.
feel like I don't
Don't
know.
look. No
How
eye
do you-
contact.
How do you pick?
No,
How do you pick who does it to you?
Yo,
Because like you have to allow, like, you have to be very particular about the person you're gonna let touch the most sensitive part of your body.
Fuck, yo, that shit. Gonna
So
Like, for me, I have to run interviews. I'm gonna interview a few people, see who I think might have, you know, sensitive, delicate hands to handle my shit.
So not for nothing though, when we were like 16, we went to get our ears pierced at like some like barbershop, literally a barbershop actually in the Bronx.
Oh my god.
Not the Bronx, in the Heights, and they take you downstairs in the basement where they do the piercings, and like, you know, you have like all these photos of people with tattoos and shit, and then they have a photo. It was a cock with a piercing through it. So I guess that's how you just pick. Like, yo, I want that one. I don't want the ear one or the nipple one. I want that one.
I
You
want it just like that cock
yeah.
right there, just like that.
Like it was just a very hard erect dick with a loop earring.
Yo, what if you go to an airport and you go to a security check or some shit? Will that shit set the metal
and
detector
the shit
off,
goes
bro?
off?
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, right? That'd be crazy,
Well,
bro.
well,
They gotta take you in the back and shit, bro.
Nah,
they gotta take you in the
honestly,
back for that.
Yo,
fucking
and
shit.
they got the little machine and it's like do, and they go lower to your
Well,
dick and it's like
yeah.
do. I'll be
it's
like,
a
yeah,
ring,
brother.
right?
If
It's
that
like-
was the
it's like a ring,
case,
The ring, yeah.
You imagine like if you're putting on your boxes by mistake, like you're taking them off and like that shit gets caught with something that just pulls on your shit. Like,
oh, that would suck.
so like
But
I
you know,
can't do something because just for that sole purpose, like
if that was to happen to me at
With
the
a zipper?
airport, though, I would definitely jump into the fucking belt and just like that Kanye video. All you know, what was that song? All Falls Down.
Yeah.
That shit, he just got in the
He's in the
fucking
skeleton.
yeah,
and shit.
the detector.
His
That's how I would do
X-ray.
it, bro. You see my bonus, you see something like just dangling right below my fucking pelvis and shit, like just the metal right there.
there was
That's
this,
how I deal with it.
I used to work for this in this hospital, right? There was this. I remember I used to be cool with most of the techs.
Yeah.
There was this ultrasound tech, and she's telling me this. I got a few stories about shit like that, but like there was a story about this guy that she's giving an ultrasound to, and she's telling me the story, and the guy told her how it happened. This guy comes in with a fractured, basically his penis is like swollen, and while she's doing the ultrasound on his shit, I don't remember if it was like fractured or what the shit was, but when she did the ultrasound, she sees the outline of this thing. It's like some type of edible whatever shit that you put in. They put it in your penis.
An edible?
Some type of shit. It's like a figure that they put in your penis. So when you fucking, it gets her off.
So I've heard like in prison, what they do is that like they put like a little rock or like a little pebble on the tip of your shit. They fucking like cut it, they insert it, and then you got like a little rock on your dick.
He has something like that.
Oh,
I don't remember how the shit was.
Yeah.
Long story short was that he had the shit, right? And he's been using it for a while. You know, he's been fucking bitches and shit, and everything was good, so that's why he liked it, because they was getting bitches off. But the last year he fucked, he said, quote unquote, she was too tight, and he felt something burst in his dick. And it caused, so when he went to the ED, to the emergency room, and they sent him to her, she's like, it looks like it's infected. So are we gonna get this removed? And his exact words were, do we have to?
Bro,
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, we're in the Dick Podcast right now, bro.
This
Thanks
is the
for tuning
official
in.
penis pod.
I
the
think this
Penis
podcast
Pod, yes.
is just full of L's.
That's a good name, Penis
The
Pod.
penis pod.
Yeah.
I think
Holy
in
shit.
today's show, we're just talking about a bunch of different L's. Who took the biggest L?
I think that guy, yeah, he definitely. I think that we're gonna top that off. We're gonna end the episode with that L. I feel like I gotta throw up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I have a worse.
I hope
story.
I'm not mistaken.
Well,
that
if you
throw up
want,
with a poop.
if you want,
but,
I have a bigger L than that. You want to hear it?
Does it involve fucking dicks? Because no, if it involves a dick, I don't want to hear it.
It involves something very similar. If you want, I'll
A
say. If you
dildo?
want. Yes.
I'm
God.
listening.
All right. So
got us intrigued. Why not?
All right, so this place that I worked at, basically my job was I was a transporter. I will take.
He would
patients-
transport the
Transporting dicks.
dildos
You fucking
inside of the ass.
So my
Yeah.
job was to transport patients from like wherever in the hospital. You never go by yourself anywhere. You always are transported to X-ray, ultrasound, from the ED, whatever.
Right.
So basically, I'm told, hey, take so and so from the ED to get X-ray. So I'm taking this motherfucker, and every time I ain't gonna lie, every time we hit like a bump on the floor, or whatever. Like as I'm pushing the stretcher, all I heard was. Like he did like anything hurt him. Like what the fuck's wrong with this dude? But like I paid him.
Was it a painful
I paid
or
it-
an
I paid it-
enjoyable? Answer that. I want it. Was
Hey,
it painful
man.
or
Hey
enjoyable?
motherfucker, I don't know, man. When
If
listen
you
to the
had to,
story-
it was a
What kind of
50-50
hospital
guess.
you
Yeah,
running, bro?
you gotta.
What?
What kind of hospital you running, bro?
It's an emergency room. Hey, bro, you hear
Emergency,
some
bro?
you hear some stories in the emergency room. So long story. So
Emergency for
let me
crying
just keep
dick.
going. So I take this motherfucker. I drop this motherfucker off. I leave him. I come back, and as I come back, I see the images on the screen because like you go to the back and everybody talks. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? And the screen was. You see the dude, the outline of the dude's shape of his body. He's like sitting sideways, and all you see is like his pelvis, his buttocks, and his stomach. And between his stomach, from the middle of his stomach all the way down to like, I'll say like the beginning of your butt, there was this fucking big ass fucking dildo.
What the?
And bro,
Jeez.
and
Nice.
listen to this. The shit was so. Long story short, he told the nurses because they have to
Yeah.
write.
What
I'm gonna
was-
warn y'all. Anytime you go to the ED, be careful what y'all tell people because they know all this shit and that's documented. Anybody that sees you, they get to see your notes. So
I know. Yeah, I knew it. You staff be talking mad shit about
yeah,
your
we talk
patients.
a lot of shit.
Fuck y'all, yo.
Oh yeah.
I'll be telling these things in confidence.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you
yeah.
guys.
And my nosy ass half the time. That's how
Yeah,
that's how I kill time. Just going to patient's chart and reading the
Prometido.
notes. But so the story was that he was home. He was playing with himself. Long story short, he got too excited and went in too deep.
Damn,
And
so it was a solo act?
it was a solo
Man,
act.
that's not the way
He
to go out.
like the movie. He
was-
went in too
He
deep.
was trying to find his G spot, bro.
Long story short, he found it and
He surpassed it.
He
Yeah.
found it, surpassed it, and like a fucking war, there was no way to come back from that war.
My man took a one-way trip down his
Took a
found-
one-way
yeah,
trip.
he
Now
found
you
the
know
fountain of
what's
youth.
funny? You say that because talking about one-way trips, that thing never came back out the way it went.
What the fuck?
Yes,
Y'all pumped him?
so the next day, listen to this.
Literally in his guts, yo.
So I come back.
He was all up in his own guts.
I go home. I go home. Listen to this.
Oh,
I go
shit.
home. I go home. I come back the next day to work because it was the overnight shift. So I come back the next day and I'm talking to one of the techs, and she's like, "You remember that guy that came in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember the guy." She's like, so around 4 a.m. he goes to the ICU because they tried to take this shit out his ass, but every time they tried, it was in too deep. It came to the point where the doctor they tried to do an incision where they cut part of your ass in order to try to like dig deep and pull it out. And every time they tried, they couldn't do it. So it got so bad that they ended up taking this dude. Yeah, this dude took many L's. But long story short, this is the time I say this, they sent the motherfucker to the ICU because it got to the point where they couldn't like take it out his ass. Pause. Well, you can't even say pause because the whole story is a pause. But they had to basically cut side of from his stomach. And they took it out from his stomach.
So I have a question. Did he get to keep it? Did they give it back his property, or did he have to like what happened? Did they reimburse him? Like what's going on?
You
with
put
his
it in the funniest part of the fucking shit.
What was the medical cost, bro? Yeah, like it was a procedure like that.
He wants to know just in case.
Yeah, in case that ever happens.
He's had close calls.
You know,
Right. I end up in my own gut somehow.
That medical center was an urban center, so like 70% of the people that went there had Medicaid. So he probably had, if he had Medicaid, he no worries. If he had like a deductible on that, he's assed out.
Literally.
Literally ass out.
Imagine Medicaid covering that. Imagine being working at the Medicaid office. Like, well, we have this gentleman here.
Under
he
what?
has a.
Imagine working for billing and looking at the cost. So,
Under what category would that go
cut
under
ass.
when Medicaid coverages? Like that's wild. Like when they try to describe the
Discuss
coverages
what
of
kind of
the
benefit?
the benefits and all that, like rectoral like problems and some shit.
Rectoral
Like,
destruction.
yeah. Right?
Obliteration.
Rectoral obliteration.
Yeah.
Son,
My man, his asshole got alternated,
bro,
Like,
if
what
you
the
wanna,
fuck?
Yo, son, the funniest thing of that shit is that the same bitch that was telling me about, like, that was giving me all the details of the fucking case. She showed me the fucking image of the fucking X-ray, and in the image, all you see is the fucking outline of the glowing fucking dildo in his ass. But I think it was the ones that had like the little cause all you see inside the dildo, there's like a little, you see that like a little motor like an inch long. Like,
motor.
A
because
motor?
It must have been like
It vibrated?
the ones that vibrate. So it was a vibrator, I guess.
Oh, the
Whatever.
motor.
The story
Oh.
thickens.
Yeah,
When you
it
said
gets
motor,
deeper.
I'm like, is this RoboCop's cock? Like, yo, this is crazy. Oh, but it's like, yeah, it makes sense to vibrator.
Man.
Okay,
It
yeah,
was
okay.
the fucking bro. So, yeah, man. So, I think that's out of all the stories that we've told today. That's the big L.
That's definitely an L. I think we're gonna end that on that L.
What a way to end your 12-hour shift in the hospital. Holy shit, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, man, I'm not the one. I didn't have the bad end of that story, so I'm good.
He still has the photos. He's actually showed me.
He does.
But on that,
he actually
on
kept
that
the
note-
photos, right?
So-
He uploaded his Google photos. Yo, let's put it on his file resume, actually.
We
bro.
should.
Yeah.
On that note, though, it's been a beautiful time.
Yeah.
My
I had
brother, it was a pleasure having you today.
Yo.
Hopefully, you're able to come on, more times. Hopefully, Angel gets sick more times.
Yeah, hopefully they're able to like not have to cut Angel's stomach up after that. This whole
Yeah. I hope Angel don't get
Hopefully
a
he learned
surgery
this
similar or
lesson.
anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, hopefully his sickness that is
Angel will
Yeah,
get
hopefully
better.
it's
But
not
if you ain't feeling well, more than happy to always jump around. Great conversation
Yeah.
about Canadian wildfires, dicks. Pleasure being here with y'all. Bud sniffing at
And,
Barnes and Noble. Fucking amazing, guys.
Yo.
Hey, man. Love you, brother. It was a pleasure speaking to you guys again. And again, like an episode of SVU.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. I wanted to add that sound clip to that last episode, but they might like just take it straight off. That shit is so recognizable, by the way. Like Spotify does not play.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll just have to stick with Vic's sound effects for now.
Yeah, we could just do like a capella version. Dun, 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 dun,
Little
dun.
scat singing.
Either that or we could do the Ferris Bueller. Chicka chicka. Nah, you don't like that one?
I'm gonna get an iPad. I'm gonna convert that into a soundboard. I'm just gonna be pressing random buttons.
Chicka chicka.
That'll be on there.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
On
Where
that
the-
note-
where the bathroom at though?
It's
On that
downstairs.
note,
You got it. Yeah, I got you.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Fellas, it was a pleasure.
Hey.